red wine when I tilted my glass. Even in the low light, I could see the tinge of orange indicating the wine's age. I took a sip, savoring the sweet oak, pungent red cherry, mountain bramble, and complex minerality. I closed my eyes and counted the beats of the long finish. 1991. Ridge smiled but didn't comment. We knew one another's wine well enough that guessing vintages was easy. They're pouring a Cabernet flight from your winery tonight. I picked up the tasting menu and saw the wines they'd chosen were 3 of my favorite Los Caballeros vintages. I couldn't help but wonder if it was Alex's idea or Addison's. It seemed the same moment I thought about her, Addison appeared in front of me. "Hey, Brix."
"Busy tonight?"
"Always is at the end of Crush." It was the most hectic and most exhilarating time of the year in the vineyard and in the winery. The exact definition of crush varied from winemaker to winemaker. To some, it meant the entire harvest, from picking the grapes to the time the wine was bottled. To me, and most of those I knew in the industry, it referred solely to when the grapes were picked and subsequently crushed. Determining when to do that was what set winemakers apart. There was no magic to it, and certainly no set schedule. When it felt right, coupled with a handful of lab tests, we picked. Once that began, ordered chaos ensued. It sometimes meant several days in a row of round-the-clock work. Blowing off steam after the grapes were harvested was as big a part of the annual tradition as any other. Addison eyed the glass in front of me and looked at Ridge. "By the way, help yourself to whatever you'd like behind the bar." She winked and picked up the first of 3 bottles containing wine I'd made. "Which is your favorite?" I asked as she poured. "Which is yours?" she countered as she corked one bottle before opening another. Addison knew damn well it was a question without an answer. Like with children, not that I had any, it would be impossible to choose a favorite. There were nuances I appreciated in all 3 of the wines. I watched as she pulled a wineglass caddy from the shelf, slid it around the glasses, and walked from behind the bar to deliver it. And by watched, I meant every step. My eyes met Ridge's, and I caught his smirk when I spun my stool back around. "You should keep your comments to yourself," I muttered. "All I'm saying—" I shook my head and shot him a glare before looking in Addison's direction when she returned. "Can I get you anything to eat?" While the question was directed at me, her gaze wasn't. Instead, she perused the crowded room. "You're busy." She sighed, and for the first time tonight, her eyes met mine. They were golden brown, the same color as aged, tawny port when held up to the light, and framed by the rectangular red glasses I'd rarely seen her without. "If you're hungry—" "Hey, Addie!" My sister appeared from the back and looked around the room. "Wow, you weren't kidding when you said we were packed." "Sorry, I had to call you in." "Are you kidding? I would have been pissed if you hadn't." Alex looked from me to Ridge. "Hey, guys, what's left hanging?" she asked, while looking over the night's tasting sheet. I rolled my eyes, and he laughed. "We have a few vineyards of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Sangiovese left to pick," he responded. "You're welcome to come and help tomorrow." "Right, because I can be in 4 places at once?" The first was at the vineyard estate she and her husband owned, Demetria. I guessed the second would be at Los Caballeros, not that Alex had helped us pick since she was in high school. The third had to be here at Stave. I had no idea what the fourth was, and said so. "Wicked Winemakers Ball meeting tomorrow, bright and early," she answered, nudging Addison. "You're in, right?" Yeah, sure." I raised a brow at my sister when Addison left to deliver more wine. "What?" I shook my head. "No, you have something to say, Gabriel. Say it." No one called me by my given name except my mother, and even that was rare. My sister was treading on thin ice with her high-handedness. Thus, I didn't respond. Alex huffed and walked down the hallway in the direction of the kitchen. In the same way my eyes had followed Addison, Ridge's tracked my sister's every step. Also in the